Let's analyze the latest earnings of Super Microcomputer.
Let's go. First of all, remember to read the disclaimer right here and also in the description below. If you watched our previous video of AMD, this was the latest thing that we showed you. Wow, we were comparing the earnings of one to the earnings of the other. And these ones have been negative and you can see the market movement, how it affected the market. Do you think this is correlated, guys? Let us know in the comments. And also, very interesting, in previous videos we were talking about these possible support areas. They were both broken out very clearly, and from there the downtrend started before the earnings were released. We also had like this kind of Black Monday situation, market crash or huge correction, whatever. How do you see that? And it's interesting. The price was already predicting this in a way.
Yeah, before going into deeper analysis, remember guys to subscribe to our channel. We read all your comments you leave right here in this video, and actually I don't know, we have some comments about the previous video anyway. But the thing here is like we're gonna actually see the net income because it's one of our favorite indicators to see the truth. And actually you can clearly see right here like the previous quarter was the best ever in this stock, and right now it's like less than before. Not as worse as it's like the second best earnings ever anyway. But obviously the price action tends to follow the earnings, and if we have a better income, it goes up. If we have a worse income, it goes down. As simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. And I was checking if we had comments. We have one. We will read it at the end. So if you want to appear in the next video, leave your comments below. And it's interesting, to share opinions, to create this community, Trading HD. Thank you very much, honest traders. We really appreciate it. And this chart is very interesting from the technical side and from the fundamental side with that latest earnings, also on the net income situation that Arbor just mentioned. I always see this pattern right here in the daily chart. The cup of tea or cup of coffee, depends how you call it. In the previous videos, we were talking about it, and wow, it worked perfectly. It went to the upper side very, very fast. And right now, the price seems to be approaching again. It wants to enter into this cup of coffee or not. What do you think, guys? Does the price want to come again into this level or not? That's the key question for now. And it's interesting also from the fundamental side. We're in this sector, the computer sector, the chips, etc. And there is a lot of competition, and having bad earnings maybe is like a war signal that in other sectors, like you don't have that, that kind of comparison with other companies because
Mm-hmm.
everyone is losing or everyone is doing bad because they have to invest a lot. But in this kind of sector, maybe investors expect to see like better earnings each time. I think that's a possibility also.
Yeah, I think the Nasdaq, Nasdaq stocks like this, they are very powerful in the sense that make people rich, essentially, if they enter in the right moment. But I remember, guys, in 2000, these stocks, no, not this one particularly, but other stocks such as Apple, Amazon, you could clearly see the stocks like in the best moment ever, and then the bubble, this Dutch bubble hits, and all these stocks went down, in most cases, minus 80%. So this is the only danger that we have with these stocks, especially after a huge rally like this. So the stock in terms of fundamentals, let's go to the forecast, Enrique.
Yeah.
It looks kind of good for the annual revenue and EPS, the earnings per share, but in the quarters, obviously it's not that good. I think it's kind of sideways for the next quarter.
Yeah, I think like this latest earning, you can see like the estimate was $8.12, and the reported was 6.25, so much worse than expected. And in the
Mm-hmm.
past, during the third quarter, the second, and the first, and also the
It was the
the
opposite.
fourth quarter of 2023. Yeah, it was much better. They reported. So maybe this is something that well, obviously they didn't expect it because the forecast was different. But how will this affect this stock? Will this forecast, this price target change? Because for now, the thing that we have is yeah, 17 analysts offering 1 year price forecast, and the maximum is 1,500. More or less 200% to the upside. Then the average very bullish also 80%, 90 $917, and then we have the minimum one minus 50%. So here we have like more a wider perspective. We have both sides. In other stocks we don't have this negative territory being talked about from analysts, but right here you can see mixed opinions. How do you see it, guys? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, normally, you can see right here in the second quarter 2024 and the third one, the reported earnings were like absolutely good. And right now, the previous quarter, and the reported earnings that we have in the last quarter of 2024. I mean, I think this data is kind of, we have an error right here because the last quarter of 2024 didn't happen yet.
Maybe it's an error right there. They will have to update it. I don't know it. But going back to the chart, I like to see like the bigger perspectives, and then let's go to the monthly time frame because I think this is a very interesting chart. You can clearly see right there. Wow, what a rocket! Obviously, you don't have to miss perspective, but having in mind that this is the logarithmic scale, this last movement to the downside from that $1,200 more or less has been kind of insane. We're talking about a correction of more than 50%, 58 if I'm not mistaken. So, that's not a joke. Investors who were buying at higher levels are having trouble right now. So, how do you see this situation? Do you think like the price will bounce sooner than later, or do you think like this is going to deeper levels? Because, the stock was trading at much higher levels than it was during 2019, 2020, and even 2021. The upside movement from this last breakout, let me draw it very fast, that we had from the levels, the highs of 2015, we're talking about an upside of more than, yeah, almost 3,000% around
Wow.
that number. So, wow, those are huge profits.
Yeah, and the worst can happen too. It's like we have like a minus 53, which is huge. But the worst possible scenario, I don't think it's gonna go to those previous levels of $40. Maybe a worst case scenario could be like something around $200 in this stock, as long as we have the net income like in the forecast. If we see these next net incomes like positive with stable net income, you shouldn't go down that much. But obviously, tech stocks, they are more volatile. And actually, we're gonna show you right here. If we go to the advanced view, actually we have here a list of top stocks, that we analyze together, and we go right here to technicals. Yeah, performance. No, performance, no. Actually, I think it's risk right here, volatility. So this volatility that we have right here, for instance, volatility 1 day, volatility 1 week, and 1 month. The more volatile assets are actually the ones that they go down like huge or up. They tend to experience more volatility in the sense that they can experience like a huge performance or a huge downside potential. And actually, we go to super microcomputers. This is actually, I would say, medium, medium volatility, but it's huge in the short term. Actually look at the volatility for 1 day, 22%. Actually, one of the highest ones. So right now we have in these stocks a lot of downside potential right here.
Yeah, we're talking today more or less minus 18% at the time that we are recording this video. Let us know if it has changed a lot when you see this one. And we're going to read the comment from the previous video. I won't paste it because it's just one. And it's from FitPH703. The numbers don't matter. And, looks like 700. It's a question. Looks like 795 and below is a good place to buy. We already answered him. Like, we don't know it, and our opinion, it always depends on your trading style and investing approach. What I always say, you can be right and end up losing money, and you can be wrong and end up winning money. That's something that happens, here in trading or in investing. But the key question is, do you have a clear trading plan? Do you have a good trading mindset? How is it going to affect you if you win or if you lose? Are you going to learn from that and become a better trader for the next opportunities? In my opinion, that's the important thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you as an example, because we don't like to give you, trading signals or something like that, because it's not our job. Our job is just to give you some clues. And right here, for instance, my strategy of a trading plan. I use different methods. But one of the things that I use is that to buy at the very extreme levels of the MACD and RSI. So I go to the weekly, not daily, weekly. And right now I see, okay, because I'm a super long-term approach, and you can clearly see right here in the MACD, it's like the lower parts of the MACD with the logarithmic scale are the best areas to buy for me. It's like, this is like when the risk is minimized, and if the net income is positive, I would see good entries right here. For instance, in September 2018, You can see the MACD at the lower part signaling an area to buy, and the RSI signaling the same thing. Like in terms of risk management, this is the best area. And actually, right now we are experiencing that. We are not there yet. If the RSI goes below 30, I would say that would be like a good opportunity based on this strategy. But obviously, we have many strategies available. This is only one.
Yeah, exactly, and not all of them are for all. There are a lot of types of traders. Maybe this strategy works for Alvaro, but it doesn't for me, or it doesn't for you. We don't know it. We
Exactly.
can't predict the future. We can just like improve in each trade and learn from that. Also, for the short term, I think there is also like you have to keep into account a different perspective. In the long term, you have more time to react. Well, you have more time to think. In the short term, it's more like you have to react fast. You have to be to not get frozen when you see something that doesn't work the way you want. So different opinions, of course. That's why we like to have a great community, more than 1,600 honest traders here in Trading HT. Wow, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a nice week. Remember to leave your comments below about this stock and others, and check our channel right here. And if you watched all our videos, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Bye bye.